Hello guys, welcome back to Teaching for Life. Today we're going to be sharing about the 15 invaluable laws of growth. I hope you guys are really ready for this today because today is going to be perfect. So the first law that we're going to share about is called the law of intentionality by John Maxwell. The first question you guys should ask yourselves is, what is intentionality? Yes, what is intentionality? Intentionality means doing something non-stop. That's how I understand it. Doing something non-stop. When you're intentional in something, it's like if we're always intentional in drinking water. Yes, we're intentional in drinking water because it's a process for us to just drink water so that we're not dehydrated. We always want to be hydrated. We're always consistent and persistent in doing that. That's what intentionality means. John Maxwell also said, but he also shared about the mistake gap. That's what I want to share about today. The mistake gap is you usually see people afraid of the mistake gap because people are afraid of making mistakes. Yes, 99% of the people in this world are afraid to make mistakes. You know why? They're afraid to make mistakes because they think that they're afraid to make mistakes because they think that they're going to achieve something, they're going to achieve significance without learning anything. Yeah. You gotta fail forward. Fail forward. You don't want to fail forward. They just want to go back to their old habits and continue doing it again. The only way to overcome the mistake gap is that the only way you only overcome this mistake gap is if you like trying new things. Because if you don't like trying new things, how are you gonna overcome the mistake gap? Yeah. Because the mistake gap is usually happens when you're trying something new and then it fails and they're like, oh man, why did it not work? And then you just keep on trying again, just like Thomas Edison. He overcame the mistake gap. His type of mistake gap is that he always tried new stuff and kept on failing. Not even just failing, he failed forward. Failed forward. Because he knew that nothing can stop him. He was intentional in doing. He was consistent. He that was legit his life. His life to create a light bulb. The mistake gap is also very important when you haven't even achieved when you're starting your new dream, because you're always going to face complications in life. You're always going to face complications in life. You know, many people procrastinate even though they haven't even tried something new. I mean, everyone has already felt that way. People start procrastinating even though they don't even try something new. Even I have went through that. I went through that. I mean, everyone has. But it's also very important to make sure that you don't make mistakes for the sake of it. You cannot say that, okay, I'm gonna make a mistake right now on purpose to achieve my dream. No. Making a mistake is kind of like optional. It's optional. It automatically happens. This automatically happens every time, but it happens sometimes, not all the time. Because if you're gonna say that I'm gonna make a mistake on purpose, you're gonna say I'm gonna make a mistake by just jumping off the window and hurting myself, and then I'm gonna say that's a mistake. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's not what being intentional means, or making a mistake. Making a mistake, let's say, you know the way when you go to secondary school and your exams, yes, your exams. You do exams in secondary school, and then you might get 90%, or you might get 50%, or you might get an F. That means you failed. Only 1% of people have got like 100% in their exams. 99% haven't, because they keep making mistakes. But make sure that when you make mistakes, don't repeat it all the same time. Don't repeat it again and again and again and again and again. Like I was saying there. If you're trying to jump from a window all the way down to the trampoline in front of your house, then you're going to say, I'm gonna jump and reach my trampoline. You jump and you fall on the ground, keep hurting yourself. You jump and keep hurting yourself. You jump and keep hurting yourself. That is not failing forward. That is not failing forward. Failing forward means you do one mistake, you work through it, you work through the mistake, and then now you don't do it again. You do it the right way. It's like when you try to figure out 1 plus 1, you say 3. And then now you work through it, you figure it out, and then you say 1 plus 1 is 2. It's 2. So you didn't get it wrong that time. But in some different types of situations, you might actually make more than one mistake. And sometimes that's okay. Because Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before making the light bulb. And does that mean he was always making mistakes on purpose? No. That doesn't mean he was making mistakes on purpose. The only difference is that he was always trying new things. He was trying new stuff. He wasn't trying the exact same thing to achieve that dream of making the light bulb like we have today. No. He wasn't making the same thing. He did something different every day. He did something different. And he did something different. So, that's what the mistake gap really means. The other one is I'm going to share about this one that is very, very important as well. John C. Maxwell said that people are afraid of growing because they are afraid to make mistakes. Yes, that's right. People are afraid of growing because they're afraid of making mistakes. That's what I was talking about in the mistake gaps. If you are afraid of making mistakes, then you're afraid of reaching your potential. Yes. The other one is the inspiration gap. The inspiration gap. What I'm going to tell you about on the inspiration gap is that John C. Maxwell also said that the difference between a winner and a whiner is that a whiner wants to feel good before they do something. Let me give you an example of a whiner. Let's say you woke up one morning and then you were so tired that you went to bed at 12 a.m. You went to bed at 12 a.m. and wake up at 6 to read your library book. And then you're like, oh man, I'm tired. I can't do this now. And then that's what a whiner is. They want to feel good before doing something. Meaning that if they don't feel good, they don't do anything. Basically, let's say if I woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning and I went to bed very, very late. And then you're going to say, I don't feel good. That's why I'm not going to read my library book. Yeah. While a winner does something before they feel good. So you understand the difference. A winner understand they do something before feeling good. Because achieving something doesn't magically happen. Achieving success doesn't magically happen. That's true. It doesn't magically happen. You have to do something about it. That's why if you're a winner, you do something before to feel good. Meaning that if you went to bed late at the exact same time like that person, you wake up in the morning, you wash the floor, sweep the floor, or anything like that, you will feel good after. It's like I said, when people don't ask you to do something, you're more likely to feel good in the end when it comes from within. That's true. While if you're a whiner, it will be exactly the opposite. That's why the inspiration gap is also very, very important. Let me tell you one more thing that John C. Maxwell also said. The law of diminishing intent, the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds that you will never do it. Yes. That's what John C. Maxwell said. The greatest time to start is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not in 2 weeks. It's not in 2 years. It's not in 5 years. It's now. That's what John Maxwell said. John Maxwell said you can start any time you want in your life. You can start any time. But the most important, the best time to start is now. If you want to read a book, start now. Don't start in 2 minutes. Don't start in 1 second. Start now. If you want to impress someone real good, Don't start in 2 hours. Start now. Don't wait for it. Just start. Start now. That's what John Maxwell said. Because the longer you wait to do it, the more likely you will never ever even come back to it again. Because if someone told you to sweep the floor, and you waited 2 hours later before you wanted to wash the floor, to sweep the floor, then I asked you, did you sweep that floor? The obvious answer would be no. Would be no. Because when you don't do something at the right moment, at the right second, you start to forget about it after. Which isn't really an attitude of a winner. So that's what I wanted to share to you guys about intentionality. Make sure to apply the mistake gap and the inspiration gap. So I hope you guys have really learned a lot today from Teaching for Life. Make sure, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell to get notified every single time when I publish a video. Now, thank you guys for watching, and the Teaching for Life out.